All right, so our team was Team 2B, and what we're working on is the rollout of a Web 2.0 application for use from the point of an event being sold through delivery and thereafter. And in particular, what we're working on is the rollout in the near short term of Google Apps or Google Sites to be that tool, and then a longer term selection process where we would actually look at some other Web 2.0 tools that might fit the bill longer term. As you can see here, we're thinking that the tool itself would basically cover things all the way from the distribution of the center welcome packs through the end of after an event, when you would actually have the engagement team go off and use a PM tool or complete a survey or use the outputs. So it would run the full gamut from initiation with the client all the way through the end of an event. Some of the things that we need to consider near term are the biggest issue, and the thing that we've had to deal with all along is obviously the legal issue of client confidential data. We need to have a follow-up discussion with our legal team to find out the best way to handle that going forward, whether we build something into our standard T's and C's or if we have to go with some kind of a separate addendum with our clients in order to use that. Once we have that, we'll put a document out that explains to our team what the decision is and how to move forward with it. We wanted folks to know that some of the requirements involved with using Google Sites, and then some of the questions or challenges involved, such as how long is it available, and what are plans around catastrophic events should the site go down. In order for us to use Google now, we're working on these 3 steps here. 1, we need to confirm what the functionality is within the tool. 2, we want to develop a pilot plan and templates and standards for using it. And 3, we want to develop a training plan and a rollout strategy to the core team and the KWs. The pilot plan itself would look something like this. We'd want, obviously we would need to train the PMs and the KWs prior to going out and using the tool. We would want it to be used by all PMs in all centers a couple of times ideally, and we'd want to try to target internal events initially just to mitigate the risk. Speaking of risk, we'd want to have a contingency or redundancy plan where we'd have some availability to do some kind of a file structure. We want to have a formal feedback process following the event from the PMs and the team. We're thinking about using a survey, maybe something in SurveyMonkey, so that we have a standard format to get that feedback, and we want to have some kind of a forum across the PM team to share information and experiences with it. Upon completion of the pilot, we'd have a go, no-go decision in terms of whether we want to continue going forward with that. Longer term, and this is in the 12-month plus category, we want to consider what the right tool is for the ASC. It may be Google Apps. We're going to give it a good 6 to 12 months to try it out, but if not, the plan that we would put in place would be very similar to a standard software selection, where we would have a selection team. We would document our requirements. We'd identify the appropriate vendors and do research on them, get some demos. The team would select and sign off on an application. We'd develop the business case and get approval from the powers that be within Capgemini, and then we would move forward with that vendor for implementation.